So I'm making a video game in C++, compiled the WebAssembly for my website, and I made this neat feature where all of the enums have strings automatically generated for all their entries, which makes for easy logging. And also, Games Done Quick is on right now, so and I noticed it was pretty quick to generate this feature, and I thought combining the two ideas might be really fun, and I thought I could maybe make a speed run of some metaprogramming, and maybe at the same time also show that metaprogramming is maybe more accessible than you think. So without further ado, I'm going to hit play on this video. I'm narrating after the fact because I could not do this. I couldn't talk at the same time. But here's the project, here's the source, and we're going to go into the main, and within main is the tick for the game. Within that, we're just going to run some tests once at the end of the first tick. And here's the test. It's called enum strings. And within this function are some enums from the project and some logs that expect a ToString function for each of these enums. Now, these ToString definitions do not exist at this point. So I'm going to demonstrate that here. I'm going to build the project, and we can see it says use of undeclared identifier ToString. That's because ToString does not exist. It does suggest, did you mean TString? And I just wanted to show here, TString is another class from the project, which, it's not ToString. We want ToString, which is a function that converts an enum value into a string. Okay. Then we're going to go into the build script, and this is written in another language. It's just a language that it's called JI, or JI. And here's where we build. Here's where we run, and here is where we generate code. And nothing is in this function yet. This is where we're going to do the speed run. So without further ado, I'm not going to narrate the entire time. I'm just going to, whenever I see something that I feel like might, require a little bit extra narration, I'll speak up. If you have any questions, obviously, leave them in the comments or wherever you end up seeing this, and I'll probably answer. But yeah, so we're going to enumerate the header files here. So we're going to look over all of the, recursively iterate over the source directory and collect all of the header files. And then we're going to loop over all those header files. And then we're going to, actually, yeah, we're going to load, slow down. We're going to load the contents of the file and then defer free. We actually don't have to defer free here. We don't have to free the contents because it's a build script and it runs once and all the memory gets returned to the system anyway, but it's habit. Give me a second to come. I'm not. What am I thinking of here? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm trying to. I do end up getting myself in an infinite loop here the first time around, but that's the beginning of fixing the infinite loop. Is that contents equals file contents? Also, I really should have put a sanity counter on this while loop. It's just a good idea. I didn't. And, it's a speed run. It's more about getting to the end and making sure the output is correct than it being like a scalable piece of software. I did end up putting a sanity counter on it after this. So yeah, here we're, first we split the contents on enum class, meaning we're looking in the file contents in all the in this header file that we're on for the string enum class. And then we're also splitting on the open brace. So if you know C++, it goes, enum class, and then the name of the class, and then open brace. Or you might potentially have a colon and then a backing integer type. And there we've got the infinite loop. So here I'm thinking, and I'm a little bit, oh, there we go. I'm about to fix it. Need to make sure that the contents and the loop are updated. And here I'm building the rest of the project. When you're making a feature, it's a good idea to probably isolate it. So I'm going to not build the project. I just want to see the output from this function right now. And, yeah, I'm going to fix this little close brace. here. And then there's the output. There's all of the enum class names that were found right there in the output. And here we're going to isolate the inner contents, so all of the enum name entries, all the stuff between the curly braces. We'll see that printed out pretty soon. Now, full disclosure, like I said, I have done this once before. This speedrun is just like a cute thing. I just thought it would be fun to do it a few more times. So you are seeing me think through all of this and failing in real time occasionally, but I have done it once before, so it's not like this is like an actual, my real speed doing it the first time was probably 2 to 3 times slower. Yeah, so there's the enum entries on the left. You can see all the names, all the enum names, enum value names, I should say. And here we're going to do some, string manipulation just to isolate. Sometimes you give enum names, you give each enum entry a value, like when you want to make flags. We're going to clean out those all that extra text that we don't need, because we only really want, the name of the enum class and the names of the entries. We don't really want all that extra text. So that's what this is right here. A little bit of a mistake there. And I know I'm getting sort of close to the end of the parsing part, so I'm getting a little bit shaky because I am really trying to do this as fast as I can. And there's all the enum value names in the project over all the enum classes. And at this point, we're going to start building the file contents. So really all that is we're going to, it's a buffer. It's just a text buffer, resizable text buffer, and we're going to be printing into that buffer. And then later, we're going to print the contents of that buffer into the generated.h file. Here, I'm just reminding myself of what class name currently looks like. So we do have to clean it up. We have to remove the colon, U8, colon, U32, int type specifiers. My dog just woke up. Hopefully I can finish this before she needs to go outside. Oh no, 2 dogs are up. Okay, so yeah, there's the class names isolated from the int types. So now we're just going to start printing to the file. Now, if you've never heard of what a here string is, basically you have string identifies that what comes after is a string, and then here is just an arbitrary sequence of characters that says, like, this is the sequence of characters that I want to terminate the string. So instead of using double quotes, you choose an arbitrary sequence of characters. So I chose the word here because it's a here string. That's just my preference. You can sort of see I'm printing out a function that's going to, this is the beginning of printing out a function that's going to return the string when you pass in the enum value. And yeah, at the end here, we're just going to go ahead and print out all of the builder contents. I did miss something here in the switch parentheses. I should have just typed enum val, but I put a %, which is the I don't know what you call it in Jai. It's a format specifier. It's just when you see a % in a print, that's where a value, a variable value is going to be inserted, but that should just say enum val. Here I'm printing to the file builder the contents of the function, the contents of the switch statement within the function. So we're going to see that printed out in a moment. Yeah. So now all the contents of the switch are in the function texts. The only thing remaining is to print the ends, the end braces. So that's coming up here. And those are looking good. So at this point, I'm starting to panic. So I'm probably gonna mistype some stuff a little bit, because oh, really close. I'm about to get it to compile. By the way, the speedrun is finished, not just when it compiles, but when we see the actual text from the test printed out correctly. So here we are, instead of logging the file data, we're actually printing it straight to the file. Thankfully, this language has the compiler ships with some really nice functions that handle, read entire file, write entire file. It's very convenient stuff. Here I run into an error, the error I talked about before, where I shouldn't have put a percent in the switch parentheses. I should have just said switch open parenthesis enum val close parenthesis, and I'll figure that out in a second here. Nope, you don't want another trying to do that. Nope. There we go. That's the panic. Cursor jumping all around the place. Okay. Oh, and here I'm building the project again, and yeah, it's still not building because we need to include the generated header, which is being created, as you maybe just saw a moment ago. The generated header is being generated, and we're getting a compile error. This was because the functions are being duplicated across objects. They need to be inlined, because they're defined in the, so we're going to inline all the functions here. And we got a compile. However, this is a real bug I left in the night before and just forgot to account for. You're seeing me paper over a bug in real time just so I can finish the speed run here. It's an entity object spawning bug. I'm just going to spawn one instead of under it here. And that's time. But just for proof, I'm going to go ahead and put this up, blow this up on the screen here. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the source to show that it mirrors exactly the code that was written. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you maybe feel like doing some metaprogramming in the future.